Hi guys, Daniel from Gamers Academy here, also known as DS FIFA, and today we're looking at chemistry styles, how you should use them, what you should use, and why they're so important. So here's my team. You may have already seen in some of the other tutorials where I've shown some tactics. Here is the team I'm using, and obviously it's a nice team, but the most important thing isn't the team, it's more about the type of players and what chemistry style should we be using. So starting off with the goalkeeper. As you can see from the details here, when you have the basic chem style on a goalkeeper, it adds +5. It used to add +10, I believe. But at the moment, it adds +5 to every single stat. So the most important thing is making sure that you're maximising all the stats. So yes, some are good. You know, the cat's good, the glove's good. But the most important thing is getting an all-round stat on your goalkeeper. So personally, the best thing to have is a basic. It's easy as that, simple as that, it's a basic. On your fullbacks, it's important to have pace. So obviously here I've gone with the shadow because it adds the +10 pace, but also adds his defending. Because Cancelar's defending is probably one of his weaker points, but he's a solid defender with a +10. It gives him an extra +10 on the interceptions. That takes him up to 90 interceptions, gives him 92 stand tackle and 95 slide tackle, which makes him so much better. So yeah, you're looking to get a bit of a pace upgrade on both of these. I've actually swapped my Nuno Mendes round, I believe. Yeah, so I've only just swapped him round. So I do actually need to put a chem style on him. But he also did have a shadow on him as well. And that is purely, again, like I said, so we went up the pace, and because of his defending stats aren't as good, we want to try and bring them up to make him a bit better. So again, we'll probably put a shadow on him, but there's nothing wrong with putting an anchor on as well, because again, that ups his physical as well. But remember that your fullbacks aren't going to need that as much physical as your centre-backs, because usually you're playing against wingers who aren't as physically able as a striker. So on the centre-backs is where you would probably need the physical attribute a bit more. So yeah, making sure they're faster, because like I said, they're coming up against wingers who are usually a lot faster. So it's important to make sure that your fullbacks can catch up to them. Centre-backs, as I said, here I've used a shadow on Joe Gomez. Again, that just, you know, he's got good strength and aggression already. So upping all his defending stats by +10 and upping his pace by +10 makes him an absolute monster. Van Dijk's Van Dijk. No matter what you put on him, he's going to be insane. You could argue again here that you could put an anchor on him or some of the defensive stats just to up his physical, but his physical stats are good, his strength is insane, his aggression's good, his defending stats are already insane, so that's what your argument would be. But the only issue with Van Dijk is that acceleration, because he has that bit of a weird split where he has the, you know, really high sprint speed but a little bit less acceleration. So giving him that +10 of pace is essentially needed on Van Dijk. But if you've got someone that's got a good pace split, there's nothing wrong with, you know, and they've not got the best physical attributes, maybe whack an anchor on him as well. So our first DM, I've gone with Wijnaldum. Again, he's already quite quick. He's got all-round base stats. The thing is, Wijnaldum, I kind of wanted I wanted the defending stats, which I got. I possibly could have put a shadow, but I felt that I needed to, you know, potentially up his passing, just because I like to play quite a few long balls. But it's completely up to you. But if you're using a defensive DM, it's probably best you put a shadow on your DM. On my attacking DM, I've added the shadow as well, purely because, again, Bruno's obviously not the fastest, but he's got really good shooting stats and passing stats and good dribbling stats. His defending is what lacks, and because he's in DM, I kind of need to bump that up a bit. So I've gone with the shadow. But if you are using two DMs, they're both solid DMs, then stick to defensive chemistry styles. If you're using a more attacking player, then maybe go for one of the attacking player. Maybe go for one of the more attacking chemistry styles. Then we have our front three attackers. So we'll go with Mane first. Again, I put the Hunter on him just to max out his pace. His finishing and his shot power aren't always the best, so we up them a bit. He's got really good dribbling. His passing doesn't matter too much, and he's got really good physical for a winger. So all in all, the Hunter's probably the best for him. Same goes for Son. Son, we want to up his pace again because he's playing out wide. He definitely needs the pace upgrade. He's got really good agility. He's got really good finishing stats. But because of who Son is, I kind of wanted to add the Hunter onto him as well. I also would look at, making sure that they've got the shot power, because it's important to, shot power is quite important. At the moment with the finesse shots, long shot is good. Look at the traits. Son's got finesse shot trait, so it's not really needed in the long shot, because he's got good enough long shots, and the finesse shot trait, it's not needed too much. With my cam, Neymar, again, we've maxed out his pace. Again, gone with the Hunter. I possibly could go with something that ups his shot power a bit better, but I did want to mainly up his finishing, because one thing that lets Neymar down every year is his finishing isn't always as good as someone else. But as you know, Neymar is Neymar, and his agility is insane. His composure's good. He's got brilliant ball control, pretty much up there with the best in the game. There is nothing more you could want to put on him. Then with CR7, we've gone something different, so we've gone with the engine. So we've upped his pace a bit. All his shooting stats are good enough. Well, pretty much the best there is. You do not need to really touch his shooting. They're pretty much at max anyway. I've upped his passing and upped his dribbling. Dribbling makes him a little bit more agile, and the balance gives him a bit of an increase. The reason I go with the passing is because I like to be able to play with my strikers and play it to my cams as well. So I wanted to make sure that I can actually play it. He's got good stats for a striker passing, but we wanted to just give that a little bit of a boost. So all in all, that's the best way to do it. If you've got someone with very, very good, all-round stats, then go whatever you think is best. But in my opinion, always pace is one of the most important stats on a chemistry style. And obviously it depends on the player, but the majority of the time, you go with pace. Your wingers always want pace on them. Defensive midfielders, you always want to make sure you've got the defending. Fullbacks, you want the pace on, and centre-backs, you want the pace on as well. Yeah, so thank you for watching and listening, and I appreciate you for coming along to the tutorial. Feel free to check out the other tutorials, and also we do have our one-on-one coaching and group coaches available. So yeah, please don't hesitate to join up.